Hey girl, I have news that shocked you. Maybe you don't know it yet. Maybe you're still walking around with that soft smile that always disarms the world. But tonight, I carry a truth heavy enough to bend a kingdom. I've repeated this line to myself 100 times, hoping it would get easier, hoping the weight in my chest would shift, hoping my voice wouldn't tremble the way it is trembling now. But some truths are meant to shake the ground, meant to rewrite fates, meant to make even a prince feel powerless. And that's what this news is. The kind that forces a man to stand between duty and desire, between crown and heart, between the life he was born into and the life he secretly wishes he could choose. You see, people think a prince lives above shock, above fear, above heartbreak, but I don't. I break just like everyone else. I bleed just like everyone else. And tonight, I'm standing here looking at the girl who unknowingly owns every corner of my silence, trying to gather the courage to speak a truth that might change both of us forever. Because this news, it doesn't just shake you, it shakes me. It shakes everything I've been trying to hold together. The expectations, the traditions, the image the world paints of me, the reality I'm slowly slipping away from. And maybe that's the real shock. Not the news itself, but the fact that a prince raised behind walls of gold finds himself trembling over a girl who never asked for the chaos that now follows her. You didn't choose this life. You didn't choose my crown, my controversies, my rumors, my responsibilities. Yet destiny keeps tying your name with mine again and again, like a thread refusing to break. And every time I pull away, something stronger pulls me back. A memory, a moment, a heartbeat that still whispers your name louder than the palace corridors ever have. So, yes, hey girl, I have news that shocked you. But before I say it, I need you to know what stands behind it. A man who is tired of being divided. A prince who is tired of living between what he wants and what he must protect. I need you to hear my voice, not as royalty, but as a man who has fallen deeper than he ever intended to, who has held back too many confessions, who has carried too many truths alone. This news might shake you, but carrying it alone has already shaken me to the core. And now, finally, I'm ready to say what I should have said long ago. I have wandered through the halls of my own mind tonight, replaying every choice, every glance, every word exchanged between us, and I realize how fragile the world truly is. A crown may sit on my head, a kingdom may bow at my command, yet none of it matters when the heart whispers truths that cannot be silenced. I have watched the stars for hours, trying to find a sign, trying to find a map that would guide me through this storm of emotions. And all I see is the reflection of you in every flicker of light. You have a way of appearing in the spaces I thought were mine alone. And now, standing on the edge of everything I thought I knew, I see that the line between desire and duty has never been more blurred. There is a weight I carry that no one else understands. It is not just the burden of a name or a crown, but the quiet ache of knowing that every decision I make could change the lives of those I love and those I cannot even hope to reach. And yet, there is you, standing like a flame I cannot resist, illuminating the cracks I have tried so desperately to hide. How do I explain to a girl that her mere existence unsettles the world I was born to command? How do I confess that while the world sees power, I see vulnerability, and that all of it collapses when I think of losing you even for a single moment? I think often of the future that has been drawn for me, neat lines and rigid expectations, and I wonder if I could ever defy it. There are whispers in the palace corridors, rumors of alliances and marriages, of duties fulfilled before desires considered, yet none of it matters when I imagine a life with you. The truth is a dangerous thing, a double-edged sword that can save or destroy, and I have carried it alone for far too long. It is heavy and it is lonely, and it has taught me that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to speak despite it. Love, I have learned, is both the most exquisite blessing and the cruelest punishment. It makes the mundane sacred, and it turns the grandest halls into prisons. I have loved in silence, loved in shadows, and loved in ways I thought only I could understand. But now, every heartbeat reminds me that this love cannot remain hidden. It cannot linger in the safety of unspoken words or stolen glances. It demands recognition, a reckoning with the truth I have been too afraid to face, and it compels me to step into the light, even if the world resists me. Do you know what it is to feel the weight of expectation pressing against your chest so hard that it takes your breath away? To smile and nod and bow when all you want is to run towards something that feels impossibly close and terrifyingly unattainable. I have known that every day, wearing a mask of composure while the storm rages within me. And yet, with you, that storm becomes a fire I do not want to escape from, a fire I want to embrace even as it burns me alive. You are both the peril and the sanctuary, the danger and the salvation I never anticipated. I have tried to imagine a life without you, and it is unbearable. The corridors of my palace seem colder, the nights longer, the stars dimmer. Everything loses color and meaning when your laughter is absent, when your presence is not there to soften the harsh edges of this world I was trained to rule. I have fought against this feeling, against the truth that love has claimed me more completely than any crown, any title, any responsibility ever could. And in that fight, I have only realized one undeniable fact: I cannot protect my heart without also protecting yours, and I cannot protect yours without revealing the depths of mine. So now I stand at the edge of confession, not as a prince, not as a man of the world, but simply as someone who has fallen too far, too completely, to retreat. I offer you my truth, my fear, my hope, and my love, knowing that the world may scoff, that others may try to pull us apart, that duty may scream louder than desire. Yet, even as the night stretches endlessly around me, I find courage in imagining your hand in mine, your eyes seeking mine, your heart matching mine. This is the promise I make to myself and to you, that no matter the danger, no matter the consequence, I will not hide what I feel, and I will not let a world built on power and expectation keep us from the life that could be ours. I have walked through endless corridors tonight, feeling the silence press against me like a weight I cannot shake. The world outside these walls moves with certainty and ease, but inside every thought is a storm, every heartbeat a drum I cannot control. There is a strange kind of loneliness in knowing that everyone expects me to have all the answers, to carry my burdens with grace, to smile and command without faltering. Yet here, alone, I feel the cracks of my own heart splitting wide, fragile and raw. And in the midst of it all, I cannot stop thinking of you, how your presence lingers even in rooms where you've never been, how your laughter echoes in the hollow spaces I pretend are full. Every day, I wrestle with what is expected and what is desired. There are rules written in gold, etched into the very walls of my life, demanding obedience to tradition, to lineage, to a legacy I did not choose. And yet, there is a voice, quiet and persistent, that reminds me of something I cannot ignore, that what I want matters, that the life I dream of might still exist beyond the confines of duty. But dreaming is dangerous, loving is dangerous, and you, so effortlessly, so impossibly, have become the danger I cannot resist, the temptation that threatens everything I thought I knew about myself. I often lie awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying moments that seem insignificant to everyone else but monumental to me. the way you tilt your head when you're thinking, the softness in your eyes when you speak, the courage you carry without realizing it. All of it pulls at me, threads woven into the tapestry of my mind until I cannot distinguish between fantasy and reality. And with every stolen thought, every fleeting memory, I feel the distance between us shrink and grow simultaneously, leaving me dizzy with longing and fear. What right do I have to want someone whose life I may only disrupt? Yet my heart refuses logic. Love, I've learned, does not follow reason. It does not bow to titles, crowns, or responsibilities. It arrives uninvited, unrelenting, and it lays claim to you whether you consent or not. I have tried to resist it, to bury it beneath protocol, beneath expectation, beneath everything that defines me as a prince. But love, relentless and pure, has refused to be silenced. It whispers your name in every quiet moment. It hums beneath my ribs. It fills the spaces I thought were empty. And in that quiet rebellion, I have discovered something I feared to admit, that I am powerless before it. And yet, I would not wish to be otherwise. The world expects me to be infallible, untouchable, untethered. But what they do not understand is that power without love is hollow. Thrones are cold, crowns are heavy, titles are meaningless if the heart is left to ache alone. And so, I find myself here, caught between two worlds, one dictated by law and lineage, and one defined entirely by you. The choice, it seems, is never truly mine, because you have claimed something in me that cannot be returned, a fire that burns beneath my carefully crafted exterior, a truth I can no longer deny. I imagine the consequences of revealing my heart, the chaos it could bring, the judgment, the whispers, the questions I would be forced to answer. And yet, I cannot ignore it, I cannot turn away. For every hour spent resisting this feeling, I have spent twice as long imagining a life where I do not have to, where honesty and love exist side by side without fear. That life is fragile, perhaps impossible, but the mere thought of it sustains me through every meeting, every command, every expectation that threatens to crush the part of me that beats for you alone. And now, standing at this precipice, I feel the weight of all my truths pressing down, demanding to be released. I am no longer simply a prince with a duty. I am a man with a heart that will not be silenced, a heart that has chosen you despite all reason, despite all fear. And in this revelation, there is both terror and relief. Terror in knowing how vulnerable I become in admitting it. Relief in knowing that the truth can no longer remain hidden. Whatever storms may come, whatever obstacles may rise, I know one thing with certainty: my love for you is absolute, unyielding, and forever. I have spent countless nights wandering through these gilded halls, feeling as if the walls themselves are closing in, weigh me down with expectations I never asked for. Every crown, every decree, every whispered rumor, it all feels distant when my mind drifts to you. There is a peculiar kind of ache in knowing that I am surrounded by people, by advisors, by allies, and yet there is a void that only you can fill. I find myself imagining the warmth of your hand in mine, the quiet understanding that exists between two souls who have never needed words to speak. And in those moments, the world, with all its grandeur and ceremony, falls away, leaving only the fragile, dangerous pull of what we might become. I have always been taught that control is strength, that to yield to emotion is to show weakness. And yet here I am, powerless against the way your presence seeps into every corner of my life, coloring even the most mundane moments with a brilliance I cannot extinguish. I see your face in the flicker of candlelight, in the shimmer of the moon on the palace gardens, in the soft whisper of wind against my cheek. The more I try to resist it, the more it finds me threading through my thoughts like a melody I cannot forget. Every glance, every smile, Every word we have shared lingers like a delicate flame that refuses to die. I have long understood the burden of legacy, the invisible chains that bind a prince to a life not of his choosing. There are plans for alliances, arrangements for marriages, expectations that my every move is for the good of the kingdom. And yet, all of these seem meaningless when I consider you. You are not just another responsibility, you are a storm unpredictable and beautiful, and I am helplessly caught in it. It is terrifying to acknowledge the depth of my longing, to admit that one life, one heart, could so completely unravel the world I was trained to command. Love, I have discovered, is not gentle. It does not ask permission. It does not pause for convenience or propriety. It arrives unannounced, relentless, demanding to be felt, recognized, and honored. I have tried to bury it beneath etiquette and duty, to tuck it away in the corners of my mind where no one could see, yet every attempt has only made it stronger. The more I deny it, the more it thrives, and I have come to realize that I cannot live in half-truths. My heart has chosen, and it has chosen you. Without hesitation, without doubt, without care for the consequences. There are moments when I imagine a life with you, fleeting visions of a world where love and duty coexist, where laughter echoes through quiet halls, where stolen moments are enough to fill even the largest voids. And then reality returns harsh and unyielding, reminding me of the chasm between what I desire and what I must endure. Yet even in that struggle, hope persists, stubborn and unrelenting, whispering that perhaps there is a path we can forge together, however treacherous, however fraught with danger. That hope is both a comfort and a torment, a reminder that the heart is a risk worth taking, even for a prince. I think of the weight of words unsaid, of confessions that linger like shadows in empty rooms. To speak them aloud is to surrender to vulnerability, to risk everything I have worked to protect. And yet, remaining silent feels like betrayal to you, to myself, to the part of me that knows love is the truest form of courage. Every stolen glance, every quiet conversation, every heartbeat shared in secret has only strengthened the inevitability of this truth. It is no longer something I can hide, nor something I wish to hide. To remain silent now would be to deny the very essence of who I have become in your presence.